When you build a startup, you quickly realize that product and capital are only part of the equation. The real engine of growth is people, their creativity, their execution, and their commitment. But attracting and retaining top talent is one of the hardest challenges for early stage startups. Unlike established companies, you can't always compete on salary alone. That's where compensation strategy, performance management, and tools like ESOPs, employee stock option plans, become critical. They allow you to align incentives, build accountability, and transform employees from short term workers into long term partners. Done right, compensation isn't just a cost, it's an investment in growth and sustainability. Compensation strategy matters for four key reasons. The first is talent competition. Early stage startups operate in the same labor market as tech giants with deep pockets. If you try to compete on salary alone, you'll lose. A thoughtful compensation strategy that combines cash, equity, and culture becomes your weapon to attract people who might otherwise join bigger firms. The second is the use of strategic tools. Equity, when paired with a compelling mission and culture, is the lever that allows you to recruit top talent despite limited cash. It creates buy in that salary alone cannot achieve. The third is about focus and accountability. Performance management systems ensure that everyone is aligned with company goals. Clear goals, metrics, and accountability keep people focused on what drives growth rather than drifting into unproductive work. The fourth is long term success. The best compensation strategies are not about quick wins, but about aligning incentives for sustainability. They ensure that employees, founders, and investors are working toward the same horizon of success. Compensation isn't simply about paying people, it's about building alignment, focus, and staying power. A compensation strategy is only as strong as the performance management system that supports it. The first principle is to set clear goals. From day one, you should establish OKRs, objectives and key results, or KPIs, key performance indicators. These create direction, provide measurable outcomes, and prevent the chaos of misalignment. The second is to give frequent feedback. Annual reviews belong in the corporate world. Startups move too fast for that. Regular check ins, weekly one on ones, and real time feedback drive continuous improvement and agility. The third is to encourage ownership. Employees in startups must own their tasks, not wait for constant direction. Encouraging a learning mindset and ownership builds autonomy and capacity, which are vital for scaling. The fourth is public recognition. Celebrate wins and acknowledge impact openly. Recognition not only motivates individuals, but also signals to the entire team which behaviors and contributions are most valued. Performance conversations, done regularly, create clarity, motivation, and alignment. They ensure that individual efforts directly tie back to company objectives, keeping everyone moving in sync. How do you design compensation that balances competitiveness, fairness, and sustainability? The first lever is competitive salary. While you may not match tech giants, you must still remain competitive enough to attract quality candidates and reduce churn. Underpaying dramatically increases turnover, which costs more in the long run. The second is equity upside. Stock options are the defining advantage of startups. They create genuine ownership, align employees with long term company success, and give them a stake in the upside. This transforms employees into partners rather than short term labor. The third is strategic benefits. Health coverage, wellness support, and opportunities for professional development can matter just as much as cash. Benefits signal that you care about employees as people, not just as workers. The fourth is fair benchmarks. Compensation must be rooted in data. Tools like AngelList, Carta, or Radford provide benchmarks for salary and equity. This ensures fairness, reduces negotiation friction, and signals professionalism to employees. Smart compensation balances cash with ownership and benefits, creating a package that is competitive, sustainable, and motivating. Employee stock option plans are one of the most powerful tools available to startups. They give employees the contractual right to purchase company shares at a predetermined price, usually much lower than market value. This creates direct financial alignment between employee success and company success. The standard ESOP structure includes a vesting schedule, typically 4 years with a 1 year cliff. The cliff ensures that only employees who stay at least a year benefit, protecting the company from short term opportunists. Vesting then spreads equity over time, balancing retention with fairness. ESOPs create performance alignment. Employees know that their contributions directly impact the value of the company and therefore the value of their equity. This creates a powerful connection between daily work and long term outcomes. They also require a legal framework, proper documentation, transparent communication, and compliance with local laws are essential. Employees must understand how ESOPs work, or the motivational power is lost. Education is as important as the plan itself. In short, ESOPs transform employees into co owners. They create alignment that salaries alone can never achieve. The power of ESOPs is clear when we look at real world examples. Google and Facebook famously turned early employees into millionaires through their ESOP programs. Those who took risks by joining early were rewarded handsomely when the company scaled and went public. This not only created wealth, but also cemented a culture where employees felt like true partners. Airbnb also leaned heavily on ESOPs during its risky early days. Lacking the ability to offer competitive salaries, the company used stock options to attract world-class talent. That bet paid off when the company grew into a global powerhouse. But there's also a critical mistake to avoid: not setting aside an option pool early. Without one, you face painful negotiations with investors later, often leading to heavy dilution of founder equity. Proactive planning avoids this trap. The key insight here is this: equity transforms employees from workers into missionaries. It turns a job into a mission and a paycheck into partnership. Companies that structure ESOPs thoughtfully reap not only retention benefits, but also cultural and performance advantages. Performance, compensation, and ESOPs are not separate topics. They are interconnected levers that define how you attract, motivate, and retain your team. Compensation strategy matters because it levels the playing field against larger competitors. Performance management ensures alignment and accountability. Smart approaches to salary, equity, and benefits create competitive, sustainable packages. ESOPs, when structured correctly, turn employees into partners invested in the long-term success of the company. The lessons from Google, Facebook, and Airbnb remind us that equity, thoughtfully deployed, is one of the most powerful startup tools. At the same time, the cautionary tales of poor planning show that neglecting option pools can cost founders dearly. The final takeaway is this: treat compensation as strategy, not expense. Use it to align people with mission, create accountability, and reward commitment. When employees feel like co owners rather than contractors, they bring a different level of energy, creativity, and resilience. And in the unpredictable world of startups, that alignment can make the difference between failure and extraordinary success.